Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the original Loretta Brown Show, radio to open the heart, heal the soul, and awaken the consciousness. It's a beautiful day here in Seattle. Nathan, how are you?
I'm doing excellent, beautiful, and just on the edge of the heat wave now. I hope you survived it okay. It was pretty easy on me. Not sure about you, though.
I don't actually have air conditioning in my home, but I
As
don't know.
70% of Seattle does not.
Yeah, because what do we need it for, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's only these 5-7 days sometimes out of the year where it gets too hot, and then the rest it's going to be like in the upper 70s, low 80s at the hottest.
So I hope everybody's staying cool. Make sure you use water. And I always think about the animals. Please, please, please remember the animals. Don't leave your pets in the hot car. Please don't do it. Or your children. Please don't do it. And really, really enjoy the sunshine. Soak it up into your body just a little bit. So also prayers to Lahaina, Maui, all the places that are on fire today. We've really got the fire element going on. And so we're going to bring in some divine watery energy, and we're going to kind of balance it out, just kind of nourishing. And I am the owner of Reiki Oasis, located right here in the greater Seattle area for the last 30 years. Hard to even imagine. Hard to imagine. Michelle, it can't be true, right? It can't be true. I do have some great things coming up. I have the Temple of the Divine Feminine is this coming Saturday, August 19th. It's a beautiful gathering of women. You can join me in person or via Zoom. And so I kind of have half and half right now, but you can sign up for everything at schedule.reikioasis.com. And of course, I have a Reiki masterclass on Sunday, August 20. Reiki 1 is September 16, and Reiki 2 is October 14. So if you're wanting to learn the gentle art of Reiki, it's a great place to start with all kinds of things. And even children can learn Reiki. It's a very natural form of what I say is, if you have an owie and they want you to kiss it, or they kiss your owie, you're probably already doing Reiki and you just don't even know it. So this is probably how that goes. So I do want to take a few moments and check in astrologically, because we have so much fire energy, heartfelt Leo energy, many things going on. So yesterday we had a new moon in Leo. It is the fire of the heart. Ooh, and brings a reset point to the tumultuous energies we're moving through, because the sun and the moon conjoined at 23 degrees Leo. The number 23 is known as the royal star of the lion, bringing charisma, abundance, and success. This is an extra regal Leo moon as we go inwards with the heightened energies of Sirius, the great star, and Venus, which is retrograde in Leo right now, and allow ourselves a moment of stillness and peace. Take a deep breath, center in, kind of regroup a little bit, because it's fire, and allow yourself to be renewed in the areas of creativity, self-expression, individual style, heart-centered leadership, drama, playfulness, and sovereignty. This is a new beginning, brand new. It heralds new creative projects, new alliances, a new style of leadership, and it heralds new creative projects, right? The lion or lioness is a sovereign queen or king and has nothing to prove. They're a natural leader who can allow themselves to be playful and charismatic, because they're not struggling about it, shining the solar light through the light of the heart. Think of that, a light just going out from your heart. The lion or lioness teaches us that there is strength in vulnerability, and indeed it is powerful and disarming to be completely open-hearted in our interactions. And I do want to put this in here. Open-heartedness does not mean that you just flopped open. There's a great wisdom in figuring out, how do I allow myself to be who I'm meant to be, and allow my heart to be in its natural state of openness. Sometimes I do a little exercise with people. We talk about the rose in the heart or the flower in the heart, and I just have people check to see if it is open or shut. And then there's a lot that goes with that. So the Leo is a fixed fire which blazes like an inferno. And there's many wildfires, as I've said. And of course, the great fire in Lahaina started on 8/8, the Lion's Gate. And I'm not going to talk about that today. I could take a whole show to talk about it. The new moon yesterday also brought a grand Earth trine with Mars, Pluto, and Uranus, which is a stabilizing effect. But we also have a kite formation that's like a grand cross, a kite formation with an opposition to Neptune, the dreamy planet of Neptune, bringing the possibility of water calming the fire. And I do hope everyone understands that I'm talking physically, but I'm talking alchemically also, right? So we have the elements within us. The energies have been very high with the influx of Sirian light codes as Sirius continues to rise with the sun. So Sirius is central sun in our Milky Way galaxy, right, is our spiritual sun, and our sun is our physical sun. Upgrades are available. A lot of people are very, very tired. A lot of people going through all kinds of shifts. People's patterns are coming into plain sight, their patterns, good, bad, or otherwise. And it might be a little tricky to navigate because maybe your patterns are up and their patterns are up. And we're trying to figure out how to dance together, right? The new moon is conjunct Venus and in an exact square to Uranus. Venus is influencing us very strongly at the moment in all areas of relationships. She's moving through her retrograde journey until September 3rd. And she is rewinding, unwinding, rerouting our emotional patterns. And a lot of people are having past things come up, past lovers, things they thought they had resolved are boom, right in their face. And, so hang on. There is Earth. Earth is here. Air is here. Water is here, right? So maybe we'll be okay. On August 13, Venus conjoined the sun and Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, and was bathed in her rays. Venus was closest to the Earth. And so really take a look at what is going on in your relationship, emotional lives, and be honest with yourself. Where are you still opting for compromise to lead an ordinary, possibly boring, maybe miserable life when there is an inner flame in your heart that is calling you? Because we need you on planet Earth. We want your light. We want your beautifulness. We need to do this in a different way. I am always the message of love. Please choose love. And choosing love means that you get to observe everything that is not love, and you begin to make those choices. And it's not easy. It's a long journey. It's a beautiful journey. It's the best one. Chiron, the planet known as the wounded healer, is very active and a positive force, enabling us to solve old challenges that may have been with us even through our blood lineages. Sometimes you carry things in your body that you think belong to you and they don't actually belong to you. Sometimes they're from lineages and sometimes they're from outside yourself. So challenge yourself to go beyond fear. Leo is the sign of being seen. It wants you to show up. You can say to yourself, yes, I am bigger than this. I choose and deserve a wonderful life. I follow the fire and the passion and the creativity of my heart. Now on Saturday, which is the day of my beautiful divine feminine gathering, Venus is going to rise as the morning star as she enters a new phase as the Leo goddess. So Venus can be the evening star, right? And then it goes through, well, right now it's going through the fire, the sun, and then it will come out as the morning star. And even saying that gives me goosebumps. Like sometimes I say stuff and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm saying, but I can feel it, right? It's the dawning of a new day. What you're experiencing now is a taste of this energy as we desire more attention, more affection, more respect in our relationships. Creativity is powerful and magnetic as the regal qualities, and I keep saying regal, of the lion or lioness pour into our hearts. And this cycle is going to affect us for the next 19 months. The square to Uranus is triggering unexpected things. Uranus is always this sudden, unexpected boom, right? And it is pulling the shadow right out. And that's personal shadow, collective shadow, political shadow. I'm not going there today. You may experience an emotional release. Maybe you've been weepy. Maybe you've been crying. I'm always honest with people. I do cry easily. I've been a weepy girl. So I'm really glad Michelle's here because she's like a soul sister, and I can just go, oh, finally, a soul sister of my heart. I just love you, Michelle. And I haven't even introduced you yet, right? We do have Black Moon Lilith conjuncting Venus. Yes, I did say Black Moon Lilith conjuncting Venus exactly happened on the Lion's Gate. So the energies are still here, and that stirred up some very dark stuff. Yep. So whatever's brewing in your soul, allow it to release. And then I do have to mention this August 21 through 23, which I think is, let's see here, 19, 20. It might be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Regulus aligns with the sun. Regulus is the star of royalty. Here's this royal, I just keep saying it. It is associated with riches, fame, success, honors. And on those days, the sun aligns with it, activating a powerful portal of energy. And we could use that Regulus energy, that fire, to bring success to our ventures, to open to abundance, and to activate and align our crown chakras. And Regulus holds the power, the energy of opportunity. So this is the most powerful time. I encourage you, under this new moon, under all this royal, regal, fire, creative energy. We also have the North Node in Aries, more fire, in case you needed more fire for some reason. This is the time. Set an intention. Go into your hearts. Be bold. Be brave. Step forward. It's time. You're being called. You have been chosen. You volunteered. You're being called. Yeah, I heard myself say that. A lot of people go, what am I chosen for? And I go, I want to say this. You raised your hand. You're in that in-between space, and, God and the divine and all it is says, hey, we need some people to go down there and, I don't know, give water to the birds. And you went, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. And then you got amnesia and you fell to earth, and here we are. So wonderful, wonderful stuff. Beautiful energy for my very, very, I don't know, Michelle, you come lionessy through to me. You just, I don't know what your sign is, but you just come through to me as that beautiful, creative, lovely person. So Michelle Welch is my guest today. She's highly accomplished in so many fields, an author, a psychic intuitive, a business owner of 3 crystal stores in Dallas, Texas. Go, girl. And is an active lawyer practicing criminal and civil law. What? She is also a jury selection consultant, a grief doula. God bless you. And a mother of 5 children. When did you have time to have them? And Michelle just released her new book, Spirits Unveiled, a fresh perspective on angels, guides, ghosts, and more, an inspired understanding of spiritual beings. Please come into the show. I took so long on that astrology, Michelle, but I had to. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad you took so long on it. It's always great. I remember last time I was on, I took notes, and I took notes this So thank you for that.
Really, really great. I do want to announce to the listening audience that we're going to open the lines today, and you're going to get a chance to talk to the lovely Michelle and ask her a question. She'll explain to you what that question might be in just a moment, but I want to give out the phone numbers. Please call in now because we already have people queuing up. The number is 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. I'll say them again because that's how that works. 1-888-298-5569, which is, by the way, KKNW as numbers, 5569. Aren't we clever? And 425-373-5527. Call in right now, Michelle. So just tell the listening audience what they might call in about.
You can call in about anything really you want to call in about, as long as it's time conducive for the show. If you have a question, I actually take yes/no questions. Some people will say don't ask those. I'm fine with those. And choices or just anything going on in your life, anything that you're okay that's on the air, because I'm honest when I answer. So just know that.
Thank you for that qualifier. Yes, we are on the air, and we are live from Hubbard Radio out of Seattle. And of course, we're on many, many social platforms. I don't even know how many. And so, yes, do be careful. Don't give us your most intimate details on the air unless you really need some help with that, right? We do have people waiting. They've been waiting already. Let's take one caller, Nathan. Let's take one caller, and then I'm going to have Michelle do a little bit more introduction of herself.
All right, let's go ahead and take Rose, who's calling us over from Snohomish. Welcome to the show, Rose. You're live with Loretta Brown and Michelle Welch.
Hi there. My question. Hi, Loretta. Actually, I've met you a couple times, and we're Facebook friends, and I think the world of you.
Oh.
And I saw that you were going to have Michelle on, so I was excited. Anyhow, my question is, my husband is about ready to retire. I mean, not right now, but in the near future. And I was just wondering if you saw us moving at all anytime in the near future.
Okay. Rose, yes, actually, I do. Now, the near future is a little vague. Sure. So when is he retiring?
Well, I don't really know. He turned 70 in December, and then anytime, I don't really know when he'll decide. He doesn't have to, and he doesn't really want to yet. So I don't really know. I know we don't want to go too far because our kids live around here.
Okay, so I don't get that you'll go too far, and I'm going to give you a little specifics that came into my mind. It feels like there's, and I don't know the geography of where you are at all. I don't think I know geography of where I am. Okay, I can barely make it around the block without my GPS on, and even if it's on, I mess up. But I'm getting like, it's either like a river or something like that, and it feels like you're going to go like on the other side of that river, but it's still close to where you live. So or it feels like the other side, not like down the river. So there's some body of water, but it's not some huge lake or anything like that, and you are going to move.
Okay.
Does that make sense anywhere that you know geographically that's not too far?
My dream is to actually be on a lake. That's what I would like, but I don't, that's the dream I've always had. So by water sounds good to me.
Yeah. So that's what it feels like. And it feels like some things will smooth out for you at that point. Things that it may be a little bumpy, but just keep your standards high for you, whatever that is, and don't compromise. If you're compromising, just stay put until you're ready to make that move. But you will be making it in the near future. So I'd say 3 to 4 years.
Okay. Thanks so much, Michelle. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks, Rose. Yeah,
Thank you.
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Blessings. Yep. So yeah, this is we are taking callers today, and Michelle Welch is my wonderful guest. And just like a real quick comment, Michelle, when did you realize that you had these intuitive abilities?
I've always known that I had them. So I never had that time of forgetting that a lot of people do, although it was probably tried to conditioned out of me. It was just framed in a different way, that through church, maybe the gift of discernment or something like that. But always, and it started primarily off as more medical intuitive, which is also the way I am with directions, I'm that way with the human body. I mean, I'll say your heart's hurting and I'll point to your knee, but I will get the information. I just am not a doctor. So I'll have the information, and it came to me very, very young. And I may have told this before, but it's worth saying again. It actually came, the first one I remember is I put my hands on my godfather's head. That was my uncle, and said, "Why are there worms in your brain?" And a month later, he was diagnosed with benzene poisoning and had a brain tumor, and he passed from that. So I didn't predict, and I don't believe in predicting someone passing, but I did, as a very young child, I was able to pick up on a lot of things that others, I thought everybody picked up on.
Yeah. I'm just going to share that I had similar experiences as a child. And I was told not to talk about my imaginary friends or the woman in the back bedroom, and that apparently was dead. That was my great grandma that I didn't know. I just couldn't figure out why they didn't put a plate on the table for her. Why couldn't she come eat with us? Didn't understand it.
Right. And then I always got sent to my room because I would say it. And I'm like, "Oh, do I need to go to my room now?" So I just start packing up my little stuff and going back to my room. And so it always happened. What did I say this time? So, but it's never gone away, even though I tried to get it to go away for well, in my life.
It's a true gift. It's a true gift. And I just want to say, again, you are just so delightful, such a beautiful, bright soul. And I am thrilled to have you on my show. Anyway, yeah. So
may I ask you really quickly? Last time we were on, you were going to go play piano somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're a professional piano player, and
I am.
I remembered that, and I've thought about that.
Oh, wow. Thank you. It actually fell apart. We couldn't bring it together. So it's on the back burner, but I do play. Yeah. I do
think
play
that's
piano,
amazing. Yeah. So I just have remembered that several times because I had quit piano. My mother taught piano, and I quit to play tennis. And now everyone always asked me if I regretted it. And I was like, no way. And now I'm like, yeah, I kind of do. So I think about you, and I think that's so incredible. So one of that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've played since I was a little girl, and I have my grandmother's piano. So I feel like her spirit is with me. And it's interesting you bring that up. Anyway, this time, so you can remember this, I'm taking a group of people to Egypt. So November 1st to the 14th, I have a sacred group going to Egypt. And I think I might have room for a couple more people. So if people are interested, send an email to reikioasis@gmail.com. I'll send you the information. It is a very powerful spiritual trip, a very small group of travelers, and we will have our own yacht. That's how we do it. So anyway, that's what we do.
Got chills. Yeah,
I know. It's fun, isn't it? Yeah. And after we go, we're going to start out at the between the paws of the Sphinx, where we're going to be setting intentions for the trip as to what it is that we'd like. And this is going to be a rebirthing type of a journey. We're going to go through all the temples, through the initiations as I do them, and end up in the Great Chamber, in the Great Pyramid, basically birthing. There's a lot I could say about it. And then after that, we're going to go to Petra, Jordan, and we're going to refresh and renew and baptize and roll around in mud and get all ready to come back to our daily lives, hopefully with our gifts a little bit more online and our hearts more in alignment with love. Yeah, that's kind of it. So anyway, thanks for that. Let's go ahead and take another caller, Nathan.
And that will be Anna calling us from West Seattle. Welcome to the show, Anna. You're live with Loretta and Michelle.
Hi, Loretta. Hi, Michelle. I'm calling from a rehab facility. I had a stroke on June 25th, and I'm coming back, little recovery in my body, but I have a long way to go, and I just have questions as to how that's going, and will I find work and money and things that I need to restore my life with, and will my health be restored?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm sorry. Did you say June 25th, Anna?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So what immediate, and again, I'm not a doctor, but
Right.
what comes to me intuitively for you is that it was your right side affected the most. Which side was it?
The right side is mostly affected.
The rehab that you're doing is working, and it seems like yes, you will. What I'm getting is yes, it may take. You're going pretty fast now in your recovery. It might slow down a little as you get to those the things that you're really having to work on. Don't get discouraged by that. Keep your confidence and your courage up because you've had a lot of that. As far as the other questions of will you be able to find a job, I would just work with the people that are in rehab with you. They work on career, occupational therapy, things like that, to make sure that it's within what they want you to do. Obviously, that it doesn't take a psychic to say that, but I feel that. I feel like the only thing that might discourage you is when you're getting to it means you're getting to the stuff that's really tough, right? Because you're going to progress quickly. So if it slows down a little bit, don't get discouraged. And I do feel like you'll find a job, but make sure you work with the counselors on that and the therapist. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Is there anything else you're seeing in terms of the process? I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to be living, and everybo's got an opinion, and I'm really trying to hold to my own belief system, but it's hard knowing the timeline and what I need to do. And I'm just working really, really hard because it put my life completely in a different place.
I can feel that. I can feel that. And I do feel like you will feel torn. I still say, listen primarily to your doctors and therapists, and of course, trust your gut. And I want to add something just little in. My nephew at 25 had a stroke. He ran for the Air Force. He's 25 years old. And I just want to encourage you because he worked really, really hard too. And he had a lot of people telling him what to do and a lot of opinions. Stick with your therapist and what they're telling you, and hold on to your gut and your confidence. That's why I think that's coming up. Just take it. I know this sounds so simple, but really you do need to take it a day at a time. Anna, take it a day at a time.
Learning that, yeah.
So yes, I feel that just stick to your guns, but it keeps coming up to me that you have I think you have several therapists, but that one therapist is good, and you really need to take some advice from that therapist, the specific one that tells you a lot about what to do afterwards and your timetable. I know you're in a rush, but it's going to take a little time, especially when you hit that phase where what I've already said. Okay.
Yeah. And that's the issue, is that it's a financial issue as well. And I'm willing to take the time that it's going to take, but I can't solve all these problems that keep coming up. So, not yet.
I do. And that's sad for you. And I understand that you can't solve them all. You're just going to take one day at a time and ask them for help. Okay. What to do and how much you can do when you're, not in the facility anymore. Okay.
Right.
But you're really doing great. You're really doing great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
so
you.
Much courage for that. So much courage. And I just want to say to anybody else listening that goes through that, sometimes you kind of hit a wall, but you just have to keep pushing through. And my nephew's he's doing great now. He's 25 years old. So I share that just to say how much hope there is, because you wouldn't have thought it when you first saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, it is. It is hard work. And it's also, I'm very sensitive to the fact of how it suddenly changes people's lives. And, we just need to send that love and support to people that are going through that. And I really appreciate your advice to just take it one day at a time. Sometimes, and I think that goes for everybody, whether you've had a stroke or not, because we have a tendency to be very like, oh my gosh, I've got to get it all done right now. And that,
Yeah, and that's when the hamster wheel starts going, right? And we can't live in the present because we're trying to figure everything out and just take it literally in, is it Anna's case, just take it one step at a time. Just one step at a time. But you're doing great, Anna.
Yeah. So we're going to take a little station break. This is Loretta Brown. My amazing guest today, soul sister from another universe, is Michelle Welch. And we are taking callers. I'm going to give the number out: 1-888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. There's still time to get on the show, and go ahead and call in right now. We're going to take a station break. Please do not go away. We have so much more to talk about after.
Did you know that Reiki healing can be done at a distance? It's true. So let Reiki Oasis focus powerful energy to help relieve your stress, grief, sadness, anger, and so much more. Convenient, personalized treatments at a distance. Harness life's energy. Visit ReikiOasis.com today.
Oftentimes, the wheelchairs our veterans and first responders receive from their healthcare providers are subpar at best. Some are falling apart, with a years-long waiting list for a new one. This lag causes a tremendous amount of stress for our heroes and creates a burden for their caregivers. Isolation leads to depression. We build what they need to get outdoors, hunting, fishing, or playing sports. Join the mission at wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Alternative Talk 1150. We're on your radio at 1150 a.m. We're on your HD radio at 98.9 Channel 3.
So many ways to listen.
We're on the web at 1150kknw.com, streaming live audio and video as well as MP3 archives of many of our shows.
So many ways to listen.
And now, we're on your smartphone or tablet. Download our free app in the Apple App Store or Google Play and take Alternative Talk 1150 anywhere you go.
So many ways to listen.
Alternative Talk 1150, here to uplift you.
Welcome back to the original Loretta Brown Show with my guest, Michelle Welch. Michelle, we need a dance party. Today, my body's like, let's do it. So Nathan, thank you for that music. I appreciate it so much. iTunes, Podcast One, Spotify, Megaphone, Twitter, YouTube. I'm sure I left something out. You get the idea. And you can also subscribe to the show so that you catch all of the wonderful, I have amazing guests. I, honest to God, have the best job in the world. Not only do I get to work with the most wonderful people that come to Reiki Oasis, but I get to talk to some of the most, goodness, I don't know what to call all my guests. You guys are just amazing. So Michelle, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we are taking callers today, although I just, for some reason, want to just sit and chat with Michelle. So Nathan, let's take the next caller, shall we?
Sure. Let's go ahead and speak with Bailey, who's calling in from Seattle. Welcome to the show, Bailey. You are live on the air.
Hi. Here's my question. Oh, sorry. I guess I have two questions, kind of in location and relationships. So just a little bit of background or context. I was born and raised in Washington. I bought a house last year, despite having sort of a nudge to move outside of Washington. On top of that, I bought the house on my own, and I've been single pretty much most of my life. I've been in a few relationships, but not very long. So two questions. Do you see me sort of relocating or staying here? And also, will I meet somebody here, or will that be elsewhere? I guess in the near future, will I meet somebody more specifically?
it's Bailey. I'm gonna just shoot right to it. Okay, so I'm gonna do more like, what will it look like if you stay where you are? And what will it look like if you leave? And so, now if you stay, I think you're always gonna wonder. So I think there is another part of your journey coming as far as location, but we'll see. But I don't want you to do it too soon. Again, nothing hasty. So I feel for now you're staying put. And I'd say that's for a while. Okay. Because you just don't have all the information you need. It's not time, but it will happen at some point. You sound fairly young, and young to me is, I don't know, 30. pretty young, up there, and it's still young to me because I'm pretty old. So, but I wouldn't be thinking about that move right away. I mean, you have free will. You can do whatever you want to do, but just it feels like it's going to be a little later. Now, are you going to meet someone? Yes, I feel like you're going to meet somebody who's kind of acts like a child, and then you're going to and they aren't necessarily a child. Okay, I'm not being weird about that. I'm saying they act that way. They're immature, and but you're drawn to this person, and then you're going to meet somebody who kind of acts like a little boring and is very, very grounded and very down to earth. So I think, sometimes we don't meet somebody for a while, and then we meet people, like two people, and we're like, wait, what? And I have to decide, well, the one that's kind of immature, I would go with the more grounded one, but that's just me. It's whatever you want in your life. But I do feel like, and I don't think that you have to move for that to happen. Actually, you don't have to move for that to happen, to open up to. And I'll give you one other thing that I'm getting, and this is to not knock anyone. I'm not knocking any other reader. I never do that unless they're just completely unethical and taking people's money and things like that. But if you get anybody, friends or readers, or anybody telling you that you have to shift energy and move this and do that to bring somebody into your life, I'm going to tell you, I don't agree with that. You can just shift your energy just within your own body and shift that. You don't have to change everything in your life to bring somebody new in. And I think that's something that I was supposed to tell you. Body and shift that. You don't have to change everything in your life to bring somebody new in. And I think that's something.
Okay. Yeah, we had a little feedback there.
I think it was that important that it had to be said.
I was just going to say that was like exclamation points or something.
So, and a lot of people are told that. I know you know this, Loretta. People be like, and I've even said it before, but I logically thought about it. Some people will tell people, well, until you get rid of the energy of this other person, you're not going to bring in someone else. And I started thinking about that, and I thought, that's not really true, because I'm from Dallas, Texas. Well, Plano, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas, I think we have the highest divorce rate of anything. So there's plenty of people meeting people while they're already with somebody else. So I don't know that you have to completely change your energy and I'm not saying that's the way we want to meet people, but I don't think we have to completely get rid of one person and the energy of that to move on to something else. I think that sometimes is an excuse. I'm not trying to be ugly, but sometimes an excuse that readers give when they don't. Why aren't you bringing that person in if their prediction doesn't come true? So I hope you're following me, because I'm not trying to cut anybody down, because I've done that before. But then I started thinking about that logic, and it just didn't make a lot of logical sense to me. Energetically, it didn't make sense to me. We can bring people in even if we're still kind of hung up on someone else. We can.
Okay.
Doesn't always happen. You'll be fine, but I wouldn't be moving right away.
Okay. That's helpful. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Bailey.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's great information, Michelle, honestly, because a lot of people they're like, oh, I've really got to take care of that whole thing. And I got to go someplace new, and I got to get a new house and new furniture. And I don't know, sometimes that can help you shift your energy, but I really think it's kind of here. I want to ask a question too, because I get asked this a lot. When somebody has gone through a series of bad relationships, right? what do they need to do anything, or is it just an internal shift to be able to draw in the right person, or is this part of their path?
It could be all of the above in any given situation, as you know. But it's but thank you for the prompt, because I know you have an opinion on this. But I do think energy work at that point is a great idea. I think so many of your Reiki oasis, your getaway that you're having, a reset of sorts, really can help us where we're working on our body, our auric field, our chakras, our transpersonal chakras, all those things that can reset us. And as opposed to thinking we have to change everything in our life. I need a new job. I need this. I need that. It's more really heart-centered. And it's not that we're doing anything wrong per se. It's just maybe we just need kind of hit a reset button of sorts. And I feel like those retreats and those, even if you can't do a retreat and you're not able to go, anyone listening on Loretta's, retreats or get to get, the meetings that she has, if you just get that Reiki healing, that can be that reset. And I do think sometimes that will help us. To get that reset and just to clear out some karma. I call it karmic residue that maybe it's just not serving us any longer, and we keep repeating the same patterns, and to help us change those patterns.
I think we could talk a lot on that. Very, very much to the point. So I see we've got people in the queue. Nathan, let's take another caller.
Next on the list will be Nels in Capitol Hill. Welcome to the show, Nels. You are live with Loretta and Michelle.
Good morning, ladies. How are you doing today?
Excellent. How about you, Nels?
Things are moving along really well. Some changes, moving from a major complex to a home, and just ran into some unexpected money, and just a little bit of guidance, direction on probably investing this money or what direction to use it for.
So, Nels, it's so interesting that came up, because immediately the image came, and this is a card that I pulled, but I also have the image. And it's the image of someone hanging on. They're covering kind of their sacral chakra, their heart, your gut and your heart, and you're kind of hanging on to, and the feet are very grounded. This would be the Four of Pentacles if somebody knows about their cards. But the image came to me first. I would be very careful investing that money. Okay, so yes, you want to be prudent. You already know that. But the fact I'm smiling, because it's not that you're greedy. It's that you're prudent, you're wise, you're smart, and how you're not just going out and blowing that money. Okay. I also get that you need to have a little bit of fun though. So set a little bit of the money aside to have a little tiny bit of fun, but you also are so wise and discerning of how to invest money or to save it. But I get more, wait a little while, because do your due diligence. Don't just run into the first thing that you think is that you read about where you should put the money. Does that answer your question? Because I was grinning because exactly I'd already had, while you were talking, I had that image of you being very smart with what to do with your finances.
Well, I have a really good, I work on people's homes and all that, but I go out on photo journeys, and I've got a really good camera and lenses and everything, but I haven't done that since COVID. And so I'll be out photographing national parks 24 hours, just the energy of it. So it feels like that's the direction to take.
Yes.
At least one trip anyway to have fun.
Yeah. So that's your sweet spot. That's your joy. And if that's what you're investing in, you're investing in the things that bring you joy and bring.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, that's the best investment we can make. And I feel that will come back to you when you're, because you're not being frivolous. It's something that is purposeful and it's mindful and you've thought about. But
absolutely.
You have it going on when you're thinking about how to spend your money, and I think you are pretty wise about that. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. That helps immensely, and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling in, Nails. He's got great energy.
I love
Really
it.
great. Yeah, really, really nice. It kind of ties back into what we were talking about earlier with the astrology report about all the creativity and passion. And honestly, this is a great time for people to launch themselves out or set intentions for something that is they're passionate about, you know.
It's interesting because I wanted to say, I'm like the Vanna White of Zodiac. I need, like, can I buy a vowel? It's like, can I buy another element? Because it's almost all water in my chart. It's but I think I have a little air because my ascending is Libra. But it's like, could I please buy a vowel? I mean, I need a fire or an earth. This is all water with me.
Well, yeah, that kind of probably goes along with your gifts and your abilities to be so intuitive. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm very fiery, so maybe it's a good combination, right? Fire and water. Yeah.
See that?
Could be good. Yeah, I could see that too. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take another caller, Nathan. We have time for another
probably
caller.
be our last caller of the day. We're getting close to the end of the show here, but let's go ahead and bring on Larissa calling from Kenmore. You're live on the air with Loretta and Michelle.
Thank you for taking my call. Yeah, I wanted to ask you, Michelle.
Okay, I'm going to actually have you call us back really quick, Larissa. We're a little bit choppy on the line. If you can do me a favor and give us a quick call back.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So she'll hopefully she'll come right back. So Michelle, you are also an attorney.
Yes.
How does that go together?
Well, I don't know how it goes. I don't know.
Anyway, you can, huh?
Anyone give me a reading on that? I'm not sure. It just happened. I mean, it's just my life. If I was working at the post office, I'd be psychic. So it just sort of, I help pick juries. I do work on missing persons cases. I really don't practice full time now, but it comes in handy. I use it for my businesses. And by the way, I'm going to be in Portland. We have an event September 29th through October 1st. We own the Northwest Tarot Symposium, and we will be there. Y'all come see us.
Oh my goodness. I'm putting it on my calendar. I'd love to see you in person. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see if I can pull that out. Okay. I think Larissa is back. Nathan, is she back?
Welcome back, Larissa.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for taking my call. And I wanted to ask, first of all, about health, especially my digestion and colon. And I just had a colonoscopy, and they're sending off some things like polyps for biopsies. So I wanted to see what your take is on that.
Okay. So disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I will tell you that you're in good hands. I don't immediately, since you are in the hands of a doctor, I will say this. I do not immediately get, oh no, feeling.
Okay.
You're in good hands, they're doing what they're supposed to do. So I'm careful here because I want you to make sure you follow up with your doctor. But my immediate gut and response to it is, just follow your doctors, but it feels okay to me.
Okay. Yeah, I also wanted to find out what you see about moving. I moved into my first senior living experience almost 10 years ago, and it's a really strange culture. I like the apartment itself, and it's affordable housing. It's far less. We get a lot of breaks because of our age range than apartments around us. But it's a really odd culture. The manager is kind of devious, to say the least. And I'm curious what you see about that and the resident above me that she enables. He's a nuisance noise bully. I'm curious what you see there.
Okay, that I have never heard that phrase before, but I kind of like it. A nuisance noise bully.
Yeah.
So let me say first that I do see the situation around you where you kind of do have to stand guard. It's always where you kind of having to watch out. But I'm going to tell you that's kind of everywhere in the world right now. You know, I'm not saying we need to be fearful. I'm not putting that out there. We want to show love and we want to, but at the same time, always be careful with who's reaching out to who and who you're reaching out to in that area. Just, you know, be smart about it. The nuisance noise bully, what came to my mind, and this really works, I'm not sure what she's doing, but if you will get a piece of pyrite, it's very affordable. It's that fool's gold, it's known as. It'll do two things. And I want everybody to try this and let me know, or let Loretta know. Blow up her phones with this. It will keep people from snoring, number one. And if you put it, if you tape it to, like if you're in an apartment, if you tape it to wherever you're connecting to a wall that somebody's really noisy, or if you put it on the fence between two houses, it will calm that noise down between the neighbors. And I have had so many people tell me, when I tell them that's crazy, Michelle. Really, Michelle, you are silly. But it works. So what I'm getting from the nuisance noise bully is just try to do something that is more passive, where you're not having to get in their face, and something that's not going to harm them at all.
Yeah, the manager won't do anything. We've been to court about this, and he lies in court, and they all stick together, and they hide behind pretending that they're religious, and they're anything but that. So I'm curious what he does up there, because he bangs all over on the floor. He sleeps a lot, and then he bangs around on the floor, and he has a walker and a wheelchair. So it's unlikely that someone like that would make that level of noise.
I'm not getting that he's doing anything bizarre or strange up there. I just think the fact of how he has to get around, sometimes he probably does drop things and things just are loud. And that's where I would stick a piece of pyrite on your ceiling. Try it. Okay. Yeah. It's not going to hurt anything. And pyrite's very affordable.
Right.
Your local shop should have it.
Okay. Right. And what do you see as far as my next living space? Because I really do want to move somewhere else that's not senior living, a place that's peaceful and quiet and private.
Yeah, Larissa, we're going to have to close down. Michelle, do you have a quick answer for her?
My quick answer is I would try that pyrite first. I'm serious, and set the intention for him to just be calmer, because I feel like if you get into all this thing of moving and all that, you're going to bring even more chaos into your life right now. Yeah. Take a breath, calm down, and try to just bring some peace into your life right now. I'm not saying pyrite will cure everything, but just set some intentions that things are going to go better for you for a while. I would take your time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Larissa. So Michelle, where do people find you? And tell us very quickly about your podcast, Soul What and Soultopia, and all the good things about you.
So you can find me at michellewelch.com. It should have everything on there, and it should lead you to my store, Soultopia. We carry pretty much everything you can think of. And I do have a podcast. We've been on a little bit of a break. I would love to have you on sometime, Loretta. And we have just all kinds of different people on, and just anything we can do to get in the community and to reach out to everyone that's trying to connect these days and trying to find people to connect with. That's what our stores are about and our conventions are about.
Love it. And you'll be in Portland. So what last message do you have for the listening audience?
let's all, can we try, everyone, just start with what we can agree upon. Try, like the Dalai Lama says, just lead with love, lead with what we can agree upon instead of always leading with what we don't agree upon. Just everyone, just try to be a little kinder, leave people better than you found them.
Thank you so much. My guest today, Michelle Welch. This is Loretta Brown. Lots of love to everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Nathan.